Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to, probably shouldn't have to say this anymore, but Hollywood Animal. I wanted to let you know that recently there was a big update that was done to the game that they just released, and I mentioned in one of the first couple of episodes that they're continuing to update this game fairly regularly, and I wanted to let you know kind of what they did. Like I said, it was a pretty big update. So there was talk about earning slightly more money from film distribution. Competitors' film quality improves over time as the game progresses. Competitors have become better at choosing advertising for their films. More appropriate films are now nominated for and win the Pollux Awards. The bonus from additional film promotion for Pollux has been increased. Competitors now participate more actively in alliance voting and propose initiatives more often. Competitors now buy cinemas more aggressively and go after your employees more frequently. As your agents level up, it becomes even easier to carry out successful offensive operations. Competitors now protect their characters based on how successfully they are doing business. For example, you'll be able to run offensive operations against Margini's staff with ease, but going after Gerstein Brothers employees will require higher level agents. More characters have a preferred illegal gift, which we have not explored too much of, just because one, we're getting raided so frequently. That's one, and two, we haven't built that building. We do have it available, but we haven't really explored that too much. And then characters' favorite illegal gifts now differ more strongly from one another. Composers and editors now gain experience slightly faster. So as you hear me reading these off, this is a huge update. The other things were there was some self-lock fixes. There was a bug which allowed a competitor to vote against an initiative that they had proposed themselves. That's been corrected. There's now more than 300 new posters were added, and there were other UI fixes that were incorporated in this latest update. This is the first recording since that update was made or released, and so I thought I would go over those important pieces with you, just to kind of give you an idea of the level of continued development this game is receiving. So last episode, where we left off, we had incorporated into some of our releases additional screenings based upon a comment on one of my previous videos, where it was mentioned that I should be doing 2,000 times the score plus about another 50 to 500 for buffer for some of the 7.0 movies or better to get some additional screenings in there. And so we did do, as you can see here, I didn't do 2,000 times on this one, but I did do basically 1,000 times additional screenings for this movie that's coming out. And we have one that I did do some additional screenings as well. So we're going to see how well we end up here. We're going to get this started. We've got 3 in production being filmed right now. So here's our first part of the new update that was run. I think what we're going to do is, since they're the big boys, I think we're going to see what they're going to do. So we're looking at potentially raising the ticket prices. Cost of a single movie ticket will increase from 31 cents to 46 cents. Keep in mind, guys, this is still the 1930s, right? So we're not looking at, $7 movie theater tickets or anything like that. So we'll see what happens there with that one. All right, so in this first week of just running the lower screenings, we're now at 60%, so we went way up, and we'll have to see if this is going to end up making us money or not. I'm not convinced, but we'll see. We've got one script at the Script Doctor, which was one that we did from the Story Workshop. Here's another one that's being proposed. Limit film budgets. Any studio that releases a film with a production budget higher than $600,000 may be fined or expelled from the alliance. And we have an agent at work with Gerstein Brothers, and we can see already that they're going to vote down on that. We will too, because our movie budgets have been increasing. Holy smokes, one right after the other. This update might have broke something here. Ban 5-year contracts. It's prohibited to sign contracts with actors, directors, cinematographers, and producers for 5 years or more. Gerstein's going to vote that down as well. Unfortunately, you saw where we both fit in the voting of these. So for this one here, I would say we want to vote yes, because this is going to give us additional money. So I am going to basically nullify that first vote. We have pretty good amount of points. This is not going to pass. And well, yeah, it might. There we go. So we're going to make a little more money now, and for our movies in our theaters. So anything in our theaters, we should make a little bit more money here going forward. Now, it's going to take a little time for that to get through, but all right, so we did drop almost half here, even though we dropped a number of screenings. Don't know that we're going to make our money back on that movie. Ban work on the set for more than 5 days a week. Film crews are prohibited from working more than 5 days a week. And Gerstein is going to vote yes on this. We're going to be the first vote. So I'm going probably to abstain on this one. We don't typically work more than 5 days on a set, but there are occasions where you can vote for more than 5 days. So here's our ban of 5-year contracts. Okay. Well, I'm going to vote this down as well, and I'm not going to give a whole lot of points. I'll round out my points here, but hopefully. All right. So I didn't really need to vote that down. That had enough no votes on that. All right, we dropped again by almost half. Yeah, there's a real good chance, unless we almost sell out this 350 screenings that we're going to have on this next week, there's a real good chance this is not going to make us money. And here's our limit the film budgets. Gerstein is going to vote this down as well, but I feel we're going to need to vote this just in case. All right. So the two bigger ones here. And this here, this sign up here tells you who proposed it. So I don't know if you noticed that on the previous one, but that's who proposed it. So we've got another 8 days for this one to hit. Holy smokes. Oh, okay. Ban work on the set for more than 12 hours a day. Film crews are prohibited from working more than 12 hours a day. Looks like Gerstein is going to abstain. They actually are the ones that submitted this one. And I think, well, look at that. We did make profit. We barely made profit on that movie somehow. So there it is. We're going to end that distribution on that one, send it to the archive. We're going to get those points. And we basically another week out. Man, these votes are coming fast and furious. I don't know why. Oh. I'm going to abstain then. Let the bigger studios fight it out, because there's no way I'd be able to combat. Okay, so these two had enough to combat this. That was also initiated by the Gerstein brothers. So that didn't cost me any points, but we're quickly running out of points here. So we've got another script in, 5 of 5, and a 5 of 5. But it's got a corrupt official, so we need to shelve this for now. And 2 days before this movie releases, and we're just hit under 2 million. So we'll have to see how. Okay, so the script doctor was unable to raise the level of this one. So we'll have to produce this movie as a 6.8 and a 6.3. I was hoping maybe to get it back up to 7s, but I'm not going to waste more money and time on sending it back through the script doctor. So this movie here, The Salon of Nightmares, is a B- movie. Bone Grinder gave it a 4-star, and 2 and 3s from everybody else. So that's not a bad movie. This actor was already maxed out. Nobody else gained a level. We did rent some theaters here, so this is going to be yet another test of what the commenter had suggested by putting in additional screenings. And so now we have another script that was given to, or that was written, and it's a 6 of 6. Hopefully we don't have any, and we don't. Science fiction adventure on a tropical island. Whatever. We'll get that one started though, because we need to get some more in production here. So this is a 6. He's got 2 movies left, so let's give him that. He prefers on location. So we'll give him on location for a couple of them. All 2 and 3 stars? Oh no, there's a 1 star there. And we'll continue to use the older technology. We're going to give high props on this. Plenty of crew. Because if we can potentially raise the level of this film, I'd like to do that. Fearing Adventurer. Okay, he's got a movie left. Rival. Don't have any 6.0 people, so let's see if we've got someone out here inexpensive. There's an 8.4, $20,000 a movie for a single movie. He's cheaper than most further down, so we're going to use him. We'll see if he wants to join us for 3 movies. 52,000 for 3 movies. So that's under 20,000 a movie. That's not bad for an 8.4. So we'll put him in as the rival. And now we need another, preferably over 6. Was a couple of others in here that one's not bad. I think we're going to go after him. And I think, well, he's a racist, but I don't think I have 20,000 a movie. Well, we'll put him in there. And we'll start that project. We've got another one. It's getting ready to go to post. So the Blackest in post. After, we spent $500,000 on this. We took it from a 5.7 to a 5.5. And from a 5.0 down to a 4.8. And we just need post-production to stop killing our movies. We'll use the studio speed up, and he's probably the only one. Yeah, he's the only one that got any. We'll use that one. And we've got We're going to have this one coming out during Christmas. We're going to add a couple of theaters here, I think. We're going to add 5,000 theaters. And then we're going to add 2,500. And then I think from here, we're going to do... Let me do 500 this third week, and then this last week will just be our theaters, and we'll see how that goes. We're going to be right into Christmas, and it's not really a Christmas movie. I don't think I can do that, can I? Can I? Oh, I can, okay. Ban work on the set for more than 12 hours a day. All right, well, I don't need to vote on this because it's already going to fail, so... Because these guys aren't a very big studio, and I figured they didn't probably have a whole lot of influence points. 7.0 cinematographer. I don't think I can afford... Actually, I can afford him, 3 movies for 21,000, so 7,000 a movie. He's hired. All right, we're still working on our first week in release on this other one down here. We've got one ready to go to post-production. So during filming, we took it from a 5.1 to a 5.3 and a 4.7 to a 4.9. And this is the German movie, right? This is the one that the Germans gave us, basically, to make. So we're going to get this edited and get it ready for release. So it's got about 60 days to go. We have nothing being written right now, so let's see what we have here. Okay, we have an action, so let's get our action writer on that one. We don't have any historical writer, but we do have a script here that we can... Yeah, there was nothing on this one, so let's get this one going. This is a 6.8. And he's a 7.0, so let's get him on it since he's got 3 movies left with us. And all 2-star locations. So that's good. Get the film tech that we wanted. Let's give him some extras, props, the crew. All right, let's get him on that one. Let's get him on it. Yeah, let's get him on it. And then, let's see, we're going to need a damsel in distress. She's a 7.3, so that's good. And then we need another 7.0 or higher actor. And here's one right here. We're going to take him for a couple of movies. $55,000 for 3 movies. A little under 20,000 a movie, so that's not too terribly bad. And we're going to greenlight that one. So first week we had 66% attendance, but we made over $1 million. So even though we had to pay for rental screenings and everything, we've already made profit on this movie. So it looks like to me, at least with a 6, and we probably could have gone more screenings, although 66% attendance, our ads haven't fully hit yet. So that's the other thing that the commenter did mention, is that the ads have to hit. Our ads haven't fully hit yet, but this is, I was concerned about this because this was a kind of a high, kind of an expensive movie, but I mean, we've already made profit. So that one's going to turn out to be pretty good. We've got another one that's getting ready to go from post to distribution. This was the stinker, and we spent over $500,000 on it, and it's not even a 4. We did bring it up in post a little bit, but I don't know really what. So the composer gained a level. And let's just go with that one there, I guess. Again, doesn't matter, but all right. And this one we can put out even further because we're going to there's a good chance we might want to extend The Blackest. So I think for this level of a movie, I don't think I am going to rent any additional screens for this. And I don't see how I can rent additional screens for that low of a movie. I don't even think we're going to sell it out with what we have already. And we'll give the ads some time to work, but yeah, we've made over $500,000 here. We did go down to 24% of our addition, all of the screenings, but again, this is over 3,000 additional screens, and we're over $500,000 profit on this movie, so we're doing real well on that movie. Still got a couple of weeks for limit the advertising budget. If a film's advertising budget exceeds $200,000, the studio may be fined or expelled from the alliance. So they're already voting no. This was brought out by these folks here. You can see the insignia there. So that means they don't have the budget. And so third week, even with some additional screenings there, we did pick up a little bit, 30%. So we're almost at $1 million on this movie. So that was pretty good there. So oh boy, this is not going to be good. So I'm not going to read this whole thing here. I will allow you some time to pause and read it if you'd like. But looks like it wants us to release a film that a patriotic family man and true knight of the white race wouldn't be ashamed to go see, and I'll send the whole skeleton army to go see it, and I'll call on the rest of the dragons. Believe me, there won't be a single empty seat in any movie theater in the country. So they want us to release a movie, and my suspicion is that if we agree to do that, then they give us some sort of a movie element to incorporate into a movie. I just don't think I can do that. I don't know. I think so. A couple of things with that. One, it would have probably given us a new story element, and it probably would have given us a friend, but I don't know what we would use his friendship for. So this movie that we had out with the additional screenings this last week, we filled 35% of all of our screenings in all of our theaters. So we ran this in all of our theaters, all of our screenings. So this one was ours. Made over $1 million with this movie. So we're going to set up distribution again. We don't need that. And I would say we probably don't need the full number here of screens. And then this last week, let's go 1,500. And we'll go ahead and extend the ads 3 extra weeks. A 6-0 director, let's discuss. He's a little lower than I'd like, but for 38,000 for 3 movies, 35,000 for 3 movies, just under 12,000 a movie, I'll take him. So yeah, the $1 million went up into our bank, so now we're over $2.5 million. And Steel Jaw is ready for post-production. So now we only have 1 movie being filmed. This was a 6, stayed a 6 on both commercial and critical appeal, so that's pretty good. We didn't drop anything there. Nobody gained a level. We're going to start post on this. We have at least a 6.0 editor. 58 days for that to be in post. Oh my goodness. Oh, see, okay. So this is the advertising budget. All right, we already know Gerstein is going to vote it down. I think we too are going to vote it down. I don't have a whole lot of points really to give, but all right, so the other 2 are going to vote it down enough. Oh my goodness, really? All right, so now we're hampered by the advertising budgets, which I think on these 2 we're already over. We have a new story element available, Alien, which would go pretty well with our sci-fi theme. We're going to sign him up for 6 more years at $600 a month. Again, early on we got burned with one of those guys when we released him and tried to find a new person for the position, and they wanted as much or more, and they weren't nearly as experienced. Okay, so we're getting 2 ready to go to production. Pre-production on this one went from a 6 to a 7, so that's great news there on both commercial and critical appeal. So we're going to get this sent. And we missed on locations and cinematographer somehow. All right, let me get that going there. We have Aliens Arrive. This was the one from the story workshop that we did, and it went from a 6.8 to a 6.6 in pre-production and a 6.3 down to a 5.6. What the hell did we do to that movie? How did that happen? Everybody was above the level of the movie. I don't know how that happened. I don't think I've ever seen that big of a decrease when everybody was above the level of the movie. Missed on cinematographer, locations, and extras. All right, well, and we have no security on this one. Start the production on that. Let's see what we have for ideas here. Science fiction. All right, so what we might do here in a little bit, let's release the film. So The Blackest is a C+ movie. Yeah, so this was one of the not so good movies, right? 2 stars across the board except from Bone Grinder, who gave it the obligatory 1. Our head of the script department increased. So I'm going to use the department bump up there. Anybody else got anything? We did do theater rentals here. So I think we're probably going to be warned here. Look at that, almost $1 million spent on this movie that's not even that great. Hopefully, though, we can get some of that back in that first couple of weeks. We might get said something about that advertising budget because it now breaks the code, right? Nope, I guess we didn't. Maybe it hasn't been implemented yet. All right, so we had 21% of the 2750. We did drop the screens, remember? We dropped them again. We only had 8%, but then we dropped it again, and we're back up to 12%. We're pretty close to 1.5 million on that movie, but this is the last run. Thousands of people across America took to the streets in spontaneous rallies demanding that SP Movies films be banned from their theaters. One of the protesters talked to a USA Post correspondent, quote, "We'll stand here day and night until our legs fall off and our throats are ragged. These films are a slap in the face of America, and we will not suffer our children to watch them," end quote. So we're in the middle of a boycott, apparently. All right, why are we holding here? One screen, 100%. But we're going to end the distribution there. That was a pretty good success. That was 1.3 million on that movie. We're now at 2.5 million in the bank. A 5-1 producer wanting 38. We get a discount to 35. Just under 12,000 a movie. We're probably going to have some other 5.0 scripts, so we might as well get him in there. I don't know why this one's paused. What do we not have available? Why are we not? Oh, we got taxes again. Still at number 3. Oh, I guess they went bankrupt. And this is the reason why they voted against the big budgets and everything. They have no money, and they lost almost $900,000 last year. Although Gerstein Brothers lost almost 900 as well, but they have a lot more in the bank, as it were. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why this is not filming. Or maybe we're waiting for somebody. Maybe that's going to be my guess. Box office success. We didn't hit this one. Got pretty close. About $1 million off. Not real close, I guess. Critical acclaim. All right, so we've got a number of movies here. 4 out of the top 10. And again, this is the average star rating there, right? Is how this is sorted. And then you can see the commercial or the critical appeal here on the side as well. And then fan favorites. So we have 4 out of the top 10 there too. 3 B movies and an A- movie. So that should at some point be our Best Picture nominee. At some point. He established himself in the thriller genre. This must be a producer that is working 2 movies, I'm guessing. Almost has to be. Although I don't remember it doing that before, so. All right, Son of the Fatherland, After Post. Taking it a 5.3 down to a 5.0. Holy smokes. And a 4.9 to a 4.7. I don't see how anybody could have gotten a level up on that one. All right, so let's choose that one. And let's see. I don't think Great Martyr was a big movie, right? So I would hate though to have to want to extend that other movie and not have any screens available to do it of my own. So this is what we're going to do here. We're going to do this and then maybe another 500. I mean, this is a low movie, so I don't. Yeah, that one's even lower. I don't think we probably won't be extending that one, but just in case, I did not want to. We can't go over 200,000 on our budget, our advertising budget, so we're going to be just under. All right, so we've made profit this second week with this movie with our additional screenings. So this the advice to add the additional screenings, I think, was probably good advice. We seem to be collecting a number of additional screenings and additional monies that we were missing out on. And of course, it's got a corrupt official, so they wrote another script that is using elements we can't use. Let's negotiate. I'm going to keep you around for 6 years, even though we probably don't need you anymore. All right. Let's have the action writer write that one. I'm going to leave these for now just because we might be able at some point, you know, like this one here's got corrupt official, that's got corrupt official, and that's got corrupt official. And if someone proposes that the corrupt official can be removed from the banned elements, then maybe we can make that movie. I think what we're going to do though is we're going to start a sci-fi movie with an alien in it, since we have both the genre as well as the story element of Alien now. And Aliens Abound is what we're going to call it. Science fiction, and we're going to call it science fiction thriller, I think. And in a modern American city. And the protagonist is going to be... Let's see. Protagonist is going to be working man. The antagonist is going to be the alien. We don't have any real need for... We don't have a need for any supporting character. So, the working man... We're going to do shootout with the alien. I think maybe we do want a love interest. So we'll do that. We'll do avenging loved ones. Run away, I don't know. Someone runs away from home. We don't really need that. Struggle for a better life. There's that one. All right. Actually, you know what? We have a finale, and the antagonist dies, maybe? Protagonist overcomes self-doubt, dreams crushed, sweethearts stay together. I think the antagonist gets killed, so we're going to have a dead alien here. All right, so, and we went to thriller, who is our worst writer. Writing it, I guess, and we'll see what happens with that one. That one's going to take a little while. And getting kind of long in this episode. So we're going to get 6.9 director, but he wants 50,000. Is that right? 74. Yeah, we're going to pass on him. He might be all right, but I think we're going to pass on him. All right, so we got another one. It's going to post. It was a 6. It stayed a 6, 5.8 to a 6.0. So we brought it back up in filming. And this guy was already maxed out. This security guy gained a level. That was all. We're going to start post on this one. And then we're going to see where we're at, but we're getting long on this episode, so I want to finish this up. But I want to see if we're at a point where I still don't know what's going on here. This guy, I must have this producer in a couple of movies or something. I don't Ronnie Wills. What is he working on here? Tell me the right answer. In production. So, where the hell is he? Oh, I see. Okay, so I may have to. I don't know if I can, though. Cancel project. I don't want to cancel the project. But I don't think. So, what was that guy's name? Ronnie Willis. Is he still in my employ? Ronnie Willis. He is. He's not busy filming because he's not, or somebody's not doing something. I don't know why this is stuck. Are we waiting for security? Is my security guy the guy that is? I don't see anybody here that is not. I don't know what we're waiting for. I mean, we're already down 80 grand on this movie and we haven't even filmed a single frame. We're so far out now. Who was my security guy? Alton Morgan. Where's he at? No, he's not this guy. I don't know why this is paused. I mean, we should have started filming way back here. I'm afraid if I cancel this project, it doesn't keep the script. And this is a 7.0 script. I don't see any other stage. The sound stages shouldn't be busy. Oh, I'm going to have... Project will be pulled from pre-production and the script will go back on the shelf. All right, well then, was this the reason? I had an actor that wasn't under contract anymore? Maybe? 31,000. All right, so let's get this. All right, so we're paused. All right, so we've got this 7.0 script. Where's the 7.0 script? I thought it said it was going to put it back on the shelf. Where the hell did it go? Oh, it started off as a 6. This was it. It started off as a 6. All right. It started off as a 6, and I guess before we started filming in pre-production, we turned it into a 7 somehow. I don't know how. I don't think we're going to be able to turn it back into a 7. We might have had a bunch of better actors, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can get this back into pre-production. All right, so that's going to be another 35 days. Let me get through the Blacklist here. Well, now what the hell? All right, we made money on it, but we're only filling 5% of the screens here, or 5% of the screenings. We made just over $250,000 on it. 3822. That's less than 300 screens, about 150 screens. So we're gonna end it. It is a profitable film, so we do get those points for that. He's cheap enough, and we always have, it seems like, 5.0 movies. We might as well keep him around for just over 7 grand a movie. No security. Okay, what's the problem then? Now what's the problem? I don't like these. Are you in this movie down here? Yeah, I don't think I can send you on vacation for 2 months, lady. I got to figure out. I think something's going on with this update. I think that they had that's causing these to go into some sort of a paused state and a delay. And there's no There's no information. It used to provide you information as to, what was going on here. I don't see anything here. So he's got a movie left, so it's not him. Willie Perkins. So Willie Perkins, see, he should be filming. That's his third movie. So, yeah, I mean, he's at a 0, but that's because he's in production or supposed to be in production. She's got a movie left, so that's not her. I don't know what's going on here. This writer's not going to have anything to do with it. Producer, he's got a movie left. Director, he's got a couple left. Cinematographer, I would think, yeah, see, this should have been, unless that was his last movie, maybe, I don't know. All right, we're going to have to cancel that one. So we're going to cancel that one. We're going to have to put that one back through. That was Aliens Arrive. So we'll have to put that one back through pre-production again. This is crazy. So let me get that started again. And then we'll end this episode as we're really getting deep into this episode, a lot longer than I wanted this episode to be. All 2-star locations, different cinematographer. Filming technology, sound technology, and I don't have a producer. I don't have a good enough producer. All right, there's a 7.0 for 30,000. So we're going to hire him for 3 movies. Over 20K a movie. But trying to bring this movie up. She's got one left. Let's go with her. He's got one left. Let's go with him. All right, get that one going to pre-production, and this is where we're going to stop. So we've got a couple of movies getting ready to hit distribution. We've got over 3 million in the bank thanks to a commenter who had commented on how to get those additional screenings. Seems to be working. We got a couple of movies out there that hit pretty big. Like, subscribe, comment. I do read them. I respond to them. Come back and watch the next one. We'll see where this ends up. Thanks for watching. Again, like, subscribe, comment. See you.